Hello everyone, today I would like to present you another video of mine. This time it's going to be cons and pros of Battle for Azeroth. And I was thinking what are good parts and what are bad parts about this expansion. Overall I think there's a good amount of good things that are great. And we'll start with pros, so we start on a good part. Basically what I think is good is classes are quite polished. Not in a way of balance, but in a way of clunkiness. They don't feel clunky, they don't feel unfinished. However, some of specs are underpowered. Example would be as a survival hunters, for example. The spec in Legion was very raw and didn't feel quite there. Right now it's perfectly made, like it's not clunky, it has smooth rotation, smooth everything pretty much. So that's like one way to look at it. Another good part, they actually have very good storylines. I've said about them many good things already on my streams. And yeah, I think the storylines are good, new raids are very beautiful, and dungeons are extremely beautiful. So it's another good pro part, I would say. Another good part is the concept of war. Finally we go back to the roots of the game, where it's Horde versus Alliance, and we're kind of pushed together. I really got tired looking after, like, starting from Lich King, how Alliance and Horde really go hand in hand and like real buddies drinking beer at the same table. That's not what this game was about, and it felt more like one faction instead of two, and that have the that war ongoing. So that feeling of war is definitely there and extremely nice. Another good thing that I want to mention is professions. You no longer have to level them up from Vanilla, Borean Crusade, Lich King, and so forth and so on. You can just pick up a profession and start doing the profession things, like doing your recipes straight up for Battle of Azeroth or whatever you want expansion. You don't have to start from the very early thing. So that's another great change that we got in Battle of Azeroth. And there are probably a few more smaller ones that I would like to mention, but I just can't get them in my head right now. But let's start with cons. There are some cons that are actually, I find them quite game breaking. I think they're quite big that I have to mention them. First of all, the removal of PvP buff that gave everyone the same statistics and only give you additional statistics based on your eye level. Like in Legion, the eye level break was there at 100, and at 800 you started getting 1 point of statistics per 10 eye level. That was a great thing in a way that it didn't make casuals and hardcorers so much apart when PvPing, and right now it's gone. And I can tell you that 20 eye levels right now, it's not 2% of stats, it's a lot more. When you are facing someone who is 20 eye levels higher than you, they are clearly and much more stronger, and you can feel it way better. Plus, if that break is like 30 eye levels, those guys will be clearly OP, just kicking your ass all the time. And I don't think it's fair for PvP to have such big breaks between casuals and like mythic raiders and gladiators. Sure, gladiators supposed to be stronger, they will be stronger, they will get that stats, plus they are pros, they really know their rotations and stuff, so they still will win, they still will be there. But now, because of that such disparity there, casuals really feel like a cannon fodders. Like really, you just go in and you get yourself, your ass handed to you all the time. That is it, and I don't think it's the right thing was to remove that buff that is introduced in Legion. Another con I have is Conquest Islands. They're extremely boring. I don't know why would people want to do them other than for that 2500 artifact power. If not that 2500 artifact power, no one would have done them. Blizzard, if you hear this, you need to make them more interesting. They're very, very boring, and I would just do something else there. I know it's a kind of a test and stuff, and it's good that we have them. On the other hand, we could not have them at all, but as they are boring and they need to be improved, and especially not only they are boring, they don't feel rewarding at all. You said you will put some cosmetics there. I keep on getting some sort of other crop. Put something interesting there, like a Burning Crusade vengeful skins or something like that. I don't know, something, but not what we got there, because it's very little. The drop rate is bad, and overall it's just bad experience. Every week that I start off, I know I need that artifact power, and I go there and I know that I will be grinding that crop for a hour, just hour of wasted time without even having fun. Someone will say this game is a waste of time. Indeed, but I don't think that things that you do and you enjoy is a waste of time. Times of Iceland, I mean Islands of Expedition, I do not enjoy, and therefore it's a waste of time. Another thing that's soon to be fixed, actually, is expansion is not alt friendly. In a way that your medallion, you need to re-level it on every character, and that's really hectic experience. It will be fixed soon in next big contact, next patch, whenever we are getting it with a raid, and the medallion rep will be shared, and everyone will have the same type of medallion, the same eye level. You won't have to grind that rep on every single turn of yours. So yeah, but that's another big thing, it's just not all friendly that way. One thing is farming gear and enjoying those raids, and another thing just going on the boring grind of rep. Another thing that I think is quite bad is amount of randomness, amount of RNG in this game. Not real RNG, but RNG with loot, and specifically, let's say, in general. You go into a raid to get your loot piece. First level of RNG, it has to drop from a boss, that's first tier. Then it has to randomize your eye level, so that's second tier of RNG. Then it needs to randomize your perfect stats, that's another level of RNG, that's 3 tiers of RNG already. And then if it's a Azeroth trait, it's supposed to randomize your necessary traits, which for the most part I find them like way too random. It cannot be like that, especially with traits. You have to find for that perfect trait that you just simply won't randomize for you. It's dumb. They need to just give us those traits to pick from, and that's it, and just balance them out between each other, but not making it so stupid with so much RNG. That has to be fixed, and I believe something will be taken care of. I saw that video with Anhasi Kostas telling us about traits and stuff, and he says that they will be balanced out, and something will be done about it. But another thing, he also said that they are adding new traits with gear that will drop from new raid, and that's like, why the fuck do we need more of those traits, because we already have plenty that are absolute RNG. I don't understand that. That's another downside on, like, I think about it. And lastly, I would mention the fact that I'm not sure if many people have noticed it. I've been a hardcore raider in Vanilla, in Burning Crusade, and Wraith of the Lich King. When casual, when casual in Legion and Warlords, and in Pandaria, I skipped it. Now I'm trying to get back into hardcore. And the thing is, with what I'm looking at is the amount of gold you need to spend on raids. I have a feeling that, you know, they either lost some subscriptions or something, like they're losing revenue somewhere, that now they're trying to make it up by making us spend more gold earlier in the game. Like before that, you didn't need to flask for heroics, for heroic raids or something like that, you know, and put pot for them, and RNG for ingredients wasn't that bad as it is right now. Like, it's really unnoticeable when you just, you know, do the farming and stuff. But when you have to spend gold, I really notice that now we have to spend more gold. And now you have to think, for a person like me who has work, who has other things to do, I really want to grind 2 days a week just to go to raids, or should I just dump like 20 bucks on that token and buy the chat for a raid, you know, get that gold for a raid that I need? And I'm looking at it as they're just kind of tuning it up a little, so we kind of don't see how gold is being drained faster, and then we kind of it kind of leads us into not wanting to grind and buy the token faster, than necessary, just so they get more revenue out of it. And I think that Blizzard is getting greedy. I did really pay attention to it simply because I play World of Tanks, and similar, that's a free-to-play game, so they have to do something like that. So they use similar situation. Basically, you go through levels, and at a certain point it becomes impossible to grind levels unless you buy a premium account. You kind of play negative all the time. You can still play for free, but you have to go for a few days to grind and then come back and do your leveling. Similar thing is happening here right now. I'm noticing they're introducing the free-to-play model, like monetization model, and I don't like it. I think Blizzard is getting greedy on that part. I mean, guys, you're getting subscriptions. If you cannot retain your audience, you know, your players, figure something out. Don't just milk already paying customers, you know. That's just bad. Like, I'm not against subscription. I better to pay subscription and enjoy a good quality game, but that thing that you're trying to do with extra gold spending to lure us into buying tokens much more often is just not good. So those were my cons and pros. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. There's nothing for new players, or it is pretty much for everyone. Thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Have a great day.